guys, and welcome back to my channel. So this is a weekly reading for the Divine Masculine for November 12th through the 19th. Happy full moon in Taurus. Be sure to eat, drink, and be luxurious as fuck this whole full moon phase. So we will get into your reading. To start your reading, we have the Three of Wands. So what I'm getting is there is a want from the Divine Masculine to step outside your comfort zone, maybe, you know, try something new, like take a new class or move locations, get a new job, but there's something holding you back. There's something standing in the way, and just like causing a huge hesitation within the Divine Masculine. So the obstacles with this lesson, we have the Page of Cups. If I can flip it around. And then we have the Eight of Cups. So what I'm getting from the Page of Cups is something's in the water. So cups obviously represent our emotional world. They also represent our subconscious mind. So what I was getting from the Page of Cups is there is something going on in the Divine Masculine subconscious to where he is having to literally journey to encounter it. And what I was getting was that in the water is like the Loch Ness monster. That was like the imagery they were painting for me. So literally you are having to leave all your other cups behind. So, you know, whatever else is stirring up your emotions to face this Loch Ness monster of your own. And when I say Loch Ness monster, what they're really trying to paint for you guys is your shadow self. Also emotions, fishy emotions, things that make you feel uneasy. Because, you know, if you were to look into this cup from the Page of Cups and you were to see a fish swimming in your cup as you're about to drink it, you would freak the fuck out, right? You would get squirmy, like, oh my gosh, gross. So whatever emotions that are arising for the Divine Masculine needs to be looked at. Because whatever's making you squirmy, so like embarrassment, guilt, anger, rage, hatred, depression, you know, just whatever emotions that make you feel uneasy and uncomfortable need to be looked at. Because granted, this guy is going on a mission to find himself. And you see the full moon, right? So this is literally the perfect time to do it. Especially we're in Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. So it's literally that energy of Scorpio is so potent to do shadow work. Scorpio rules the death card in tarot. So that is literally transformation and rebirth. So this energy is beautiful to tap into this. And this is literally the perfect time to do shadow work. And yeah, like I said, they're describing it as the Loch Ness monster for you guys. But it is just another version of saying shadow work. Also, this could come up because I want to give a broader picture because people say your shadow self. And then, you know, people's minds run to, well, what would that look like? How would I know that it's my shadow self? Everybody's shadow self can show up as different things. So say you are really angry lately, because this was definitely me a couple weeks ago. You know, and you're just super angry. That anger can take on like a little energy field of its own to where if you're meditating, it can show like a face possibly that might look like a demon. Or, you know, you might just see the color red. But those can be aspects of your shadow self. Maybe you're not to the point to where your shadow self wants to reveal him or herself. Or, you know, you just aren't there meditation-wise to where you can see it clearly, you know, whatever have you. But I'm just trying to paint the picture of it can literally take on different energy forms. So just don't be closed-minded to what your shadow self may look like. Or even these emotions can take on different kind of masks, I guess you can say, to where they can kind of look like something that, you know, it's really just a part of you. So whatever this journey is, just don't be scared of yourself because it is a part of you still. But yeah, like I said, they just wanted me to call it the Loch Ness monster, but I just had to give other examples so people understand what's happening. But really, it's just negative or emotions that make you uneasy. And, you know, we don't like to feel these things. We don't like to be angry or embarrassed or guilty, you know, resentful or bitter. But the truth is they come up. And it's almost like this is another picture that they're giving me, is like he's walking away from all of those emotions because he doesn't even want to feel them. Yeah, that's another thing. And the moon is still shining light on them. Like, no matter how far you go, you're still going to have to deal with this. And that's really what this Page of Cups is. Like, you're having to deal with it. Because of this is why you can't move forward in life. This is why you're still stuck in that Three of Wands energy without actually progressing and moving forward. So, how to face this challenge? We have Eight of Wands. Get to it, Divine Masculine. And then we have the Magician. And then we have the Magician. So literally it's telling you need to get on it. Simple. Like, get the fuck on it. Because Eight of Wands is fast action. It means hurry the fuck up. Fast news, fast changes. It's just really fast. So it's literally telling you this is the perfect time to be doing this work. And I think the retrograde stops at on November 20th. And of course, it's still in shadow period for a little bit. But, you know, this is the potent energy to do this kind of work. So this is almost like your last call for alcohol is how it's coming out. Because, you know, obviously, anytime we can always access this energy. We can always connect to our shadow self. We can always connect to these emotions. But this retrograde period is all about introspection any damn ways. So it's like, why not do it when it's in Scorpio? Like, it's just going to be beautiful. And it's going to be more potent and just, you know, more vibrant, I guess you can say. So it's literally the perfect time to do it. And the Magician is telling you that when you're facing your inner shadow self or your Loch Ness monster, you have all of the tools you need to alchemize this, right? You know, we have to turn lead into gold. And you have the ability to turn these emotions into gold. You know, we don't want to be a prisoner of our emotions. So to not be a prisoner of your shadow self, because that was another vibe I was getting off this Three of Wands too, right? It almost kind of reminded me of a jail cell. Like, in him holding onto the bar, trapped by his emotions. Doesn't want to be trapped, but he's trapped. So literally, to relieve ourselves of this imprisonment, this self-imprisonment of these darker emotions that nobody really wants to feel, we have to face it. You know, I don't know if it was a movie or just a quote, but it's like, you know, to face, or what was it? To face the demon or to kill the demon, say its name. So, you know, if you just keep shoving it under the rug, pushing it under the water, if you're pushing embarrassment, for example, under the water, you know, it's not going to ever really go away until you say embarrassment, until you call it out and be like, yo, what's up? What's up? So it's like you really have to call your demons out, face them, and understand that you have the power to control them. The only time they're allowed to control you is if you allow them to. So this is why it's like, this is the perfect energy to be doing this kind of work, because you have the energy to alchemize this, to turn these darker emotions into gold, to where you can be in control. You can be in the driver's seat instead of letting your emotions run the show. So with the outcome, we have the Sun card. Ta-da! And then we have the Ace of Wands. So literally, once you face your demons, once you face your shadow self, you do become more enlightened. You become the sun, because it's like now there's a light shined on everything in the darkness, to where there's no hiding anymore. These demons can't hide anymore. They can't keep controlling you, because now you shine the flashlight on them, said, hey, I see you, you know, I want to talk to you. Like, I want to show you that I'm here for you, and I want you to be here for me. We can work together. You know, or if that means you have to slay some demons, or if that means, you know, you just have to meet them. You know, whatever that conversation may look like, once it happens, it literally just illuminates a whole new spectrum of how to handle your life moving forward. And that's what this Ace of Wands is saying. It's a level up. Because if we know how to maneuver through embarrassment or maneuver through anger and guilt, you know, life becomes a little bit more easier. Instead of just pushing down our rage, if we learn how to express our rage in a positive outlet and alchemize it with this magician energy, it can be something that's a positive outcome. These emotions are only here to serve as teachers. So it can literally bring about positive changes in your day-to-day life if you just connect with them. So I did pull crystal cards as well. So we have Rhodochrosite, Acceptance, Shaktokite, Teacher, and Herkimer Diamond, Dreams. Sorry. So yeah, this is literally confirming everything I said. Accepting your emotions, because when you're pushing all these emotions down under the surface, that's really saying that you don't accept yourself. So for example, I was really, really angry a couple months ago. So, I didn't like being that angry. Like, I'm not a very angry person. So when I get to that level, it's like I know how powerful I am when I'm in that vibration, to where it's like, I don't even know how to handle this. Like, let me just do something to get my mind off of it. So that was a part of me that I wasn't accepting. I wasn't accepting my shadow self, even though she was there to teach me something. She was there to teach me about how powerful I am when I'm angry and how to use divine rage to protect myself. And that she's just trying to, that's just like a mama bear protecting her cubs. It's kind of the same exact energy that our shadow self is trying to do for us. It wants to protect us. These emotions are here to serve as a teacher. So literally, like, if you're getting angry, that's triggering you because, okay, what are you angry about? Okay, well, what about this situation reminded you of that situation? Okay, where does this really stem from? You see what I'm getting at? It's a layer, and it trickles down till you get to the root core of what made you really feel like this. Why is this triggering you this badly? What is this toxic emotion bringing out of you? Why are you this, worked up over this? Like, what does this remind you of? Oh, it reminds me of this. Okay, and what did that remind you of? Well, and then you keep unlayering it and uncovering it, and then that's when you get to the core root of the lesson. And that's really what these emotions are here to teach you. They're uncomfortable, but they're also medicine. And it's medicine because they are here to serve as lessons, because, certain situations, if we're only vibrating in, love and light and forgiveness, we're never going to learn shit. Simple. We have to be pissed off. We have to be angry. We have to be embarrassed. We have to feel guilty and ashamed. We have to feel these things so that we don't do them again. Because obviously, if we just forgave everybody or forgave ourselves every time, and I'm not saying beat yourself up and all that shit, and, but we have to sit with that bitterness of these emotions, because they are a medicine. It's a bitter tasting medicine. It's not fun, but you need to learn that. It's kind of similar if you broke your arm. It's painful. So if you didn't experience that pain, you wouldn't be more cautious when you're doing certain things, It's like pain and uncomfortability teach us lessons because we don't really want to feel those again, but it's inevitable. We always will at some point, one way or another. But it's serving as a teacher, because now the next time we deal with this lesson, we can handle it better. We can be more cautious. We can be aware because we already know what happened last time. And that's what this whole teaching thing is about. And then with the dream card, it's basically saying that you can ask to meet your shadow self in your dreams, which is very possible. I personally have not experienced this, but, your dreams also serve as a messenger. So paying attention to your dreams, maybe you, I don't know, maybe you had a dream that somebody like cussed you out, somebody you haven't talked to in years or whatever. And then you're like, what the fuck? I don't even care about them. Like, I'm doing my own thing. They doing them, da-da-da. But, that dream's showing you something. It means that either maybe you haven't forgiven them, or you're still hurt about something that happened within that dynamic, or maybe they're just representing an energy in your life. Because remember, people can be lessons and teachers as well. So, you know, if this person was like a boss or a coach or, you know, somebody of an authority figure, that person can probably like represent Saturn to you. And maybe it's like, or your relationship to authority, you know, I'm like, they can represent an energy in your life. It doesn't have to necessarily be with that person. You just have to dig a little bit deeper into your dream realm to understand the message that is being conveyed. You can also ask for healing in your dreams. That's another thing. So say like you have pretty vivid dreams, but you suck at meditation, you know? And I even hate that because everybody meditates differently. Nobody can really suck at it, but you know, everybody does shit differently. So, you know, maybe you can ask your guides before you go to bed, like, you know, guides, God, higher self, spirit, whatever you would like to use. Can you please show me what it is that needs to be healed right now for me? Can you please show me what emotions need to be healed right now for me? Yeah, and they'll reveal it. You can also ask for healing of these emotions and just see what comes up. Because, you know, I personally haven't been able to be like, I want to dream about this, and it hasn't happened yet. It's still a work in progress. But, you know, I've heard of people actually being able to do that. But I have asked for certain things to be revealed, or if something needs to be brought to me in my dreams, it will. But yeah, it just brings my attention wherever it needs to be at that time, and I listen to that. I look at the symbols. So like if you see animals, for instance, that's a huge one I get. I see a lot of animals in my dreams. So if you're seeing animals when you wake up, look up what that means, or what does that animal's energy mean to you? What does that represent in your life? If you see, you know, colors, what does that color mean to you? You know, it's just all of the dream realm is the universe speaking to us through symbols, our subconscious mind speaking to us through symbols and storylines that it creates so that we can get the message. I always relate to them like movies because, you know, my dreams are extremely vivid. So it literally almost seems like a story plot sometimes. But, you know, it's a message in there somewhere. Just like any TV show, any movie you watch, there's always an underlining message. They always want you to see something or pick up on something. So our dream realm is no different. You can probably even ask your dreams to reveal this Loch Ness monster, to be honest, and see what happens. But, you know, those are just options and ways to tap into your shadow self. There's also a lot of good shadow work meditations you can look up on YouTube. But yeah, I definitely recommend trying to do that within this week's time frame before the retrograde ends, because it'll just be easier to tap into. Like I said, you can always tap into this energy, but it's just really strong right now, so it's gonna come a lot quicker. But yeah. Oh, that wore me out. That was like my third time recording that one. The other two, I was just like talking too damn much. I was like, oh, we're not doing all that. But yeah. So yeah, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment, please. Yeah, I am available for personal tarot readings, oracle readings, and distance Reiki sessions. So feel free to hit me up. I am available. Yeah, and I hope you guys have a gorgeous full moon in Taurus, and I will definitely see you next week. Bye.